So this is episode 3 of Chalk and Chillies, which we're naming the Battle of the Years, with
Rachel
and Phil,
which are head of 12 and 13 and head of 10 and 11.
No.
I'm Rachel. I'm head of year 12 just now, but I do the 12-13 cycle.
And I'm head of year 8, although I'll follow this year group through to year 11. I'll pass them on to Rachel, quite possibly.
Probably.
Round 1. What's the most exciting part of helping students plan for their future, whether they're just starting to think about it in year 10 or making final decisions in year 13? Okay, so we can start with the green pepper sauce, which is meant to be the most mild.
Okay.
Even that smells quite spicy. Yeah.
All right.
There's everybody. It's all right, Rachel. You should maybe answer this first.
I think the most exciting part is talking to students about what they're passionate about. It might be something we already know, it might be a subject that they're studying, but it could be that they're studying something kind of architecture or something like that they're really excited about, and listening to their passions about things and what research they've done and how they would like to go into that field, I think is one of the best bits about helping them plan for their future.
Lovely. And I suppose for me, I'm in a slightly different position to Rachel. Students I'm teaching and working with as the head of year are younger, and they're just starting to get their study habits and work out what they like and what they're less keen on. But still, it's those lovely moments of seeing things spark their interest, and more and more now we've got BSB Futures, which is helping to allow them to see more about what the possibilities are in their future, and encouraging them along those paths is great. And then by the time I see them in 4 years' time, when I pass them on to Rachel, hopefully they'll have some real interest and enthusiasm for a particular path or a particular field of interest when they choose their options. But it's great to see that development as a head of year.
Okay, round 2. So, Rachel, what common challenges do you see students facing in year 12 and 13 when it comes to staying motivated and focused on their future goals? So, this is the pepper sauce. Okay. Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
This is smoky then, is it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Do we have a Scoville rating?
For this one?
Pretty hot.
Yeah, the last one I know is of the Tabasco is 33,000, and then after that it jumps up to 500,000.
Oh, good.
Does this
Okay.
numbers mean anything to you?
Yeah, they do. Discomfort is what it means. Right. Cheers.
So I think the most common challenge I see for year 12s and 13s in terms of staying motivated and focused is screen time. Whether that's phones, laptops, computer games, video games. I think that's a real growing challenge for our students in year 12 and year 13. Social media has exploded with how many different outlets that they have access to, all the different content that they have access to, and learning to navigate that is a skill in itself. And it's always hard to develop that skill faster than social media develops, because social media develops really, really quickly. So it's about trying to learn where your boundaries are in terms of your screen time and work with your parents and work with your teachers to try and develop some healthy habits. But yeah, I would say that's one of the biggest challenges.
Now on to the third round, which is for a question for the both of you. How do you guide students through the stress and pressure they might feel, whether they're in year 10 worrying about GCSEs or in year 13 preparing for final exams and next steps? Okay, this is the normal Tabasco sauce you would usually have, so I don't know how everyone's good with that type of sauce.
Fine.
Brave.
Yeah, also
Oh.
great.
Also brave.
Okay.
Nice, halfway through.
Living the dream. Here we are.
And you?
Okay. So for me, guiding students through making their choices, particularly with head of year 11, obviously your head of year, Teresa, is about first of all people making choices for subjects they like. And if you're choosing subjects you don't like, it's going to be a tough time, I think. Next thing for me would be making sure that they are realistic. Probably if you've never done any art in your life, art is a poor choice. Or if you're really struggling in a subject, maybe that's not the one you want to take at post 16. But otherwise, I think just realistic subjects you like and subjects that interest you are really the way to go.
Yeah, and then so stress and pressure that they might feel in year 13 for final exams and next step. I think just making sure that you've made sure that they have space.
She knows. She knows. Hey.
To talk to people about it, that they've got a good group of friends, which we try and build up with various kind of team building and things like that, time spent in your tutor base, so your tutees are there to help you, your tutor's there to help you, I'm there. We've got all sorts of support systems within BSB. If students are feeling under stress and under pressure, they always have somebody to talk to here, and it's about making sure they know how to reach out so that we can help them as early as possible.
Simon, I clearly answered the wrong question there. Can we edit it? If I answer it now, can
Yeah.
we edit it?
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, for me, I think stress is normal. It's something that actually helps us if it's in the right amounts. So it helps you make good decisions. Generally, you're able to make better decisions with a bit of stress. But if stress is too great, it doesn't help with learning. And then it's important that students can understand what level of stress they're facing, maybe visualize that stress, and then have some good methods and good habits for reducing that stress. Talking really helps, and that's why we have a good pastoral system at the school, where hopefully students feel they can talk about this not just with their friends, but with their tutors and head of year as well. So I think stress is normal. If it becomes too much, it's about controlling that level, but it can be good.
On to the next round, which is, how do you handle situations where a student's performance in year 10 to 13 might not reflect their true potential, and how do you ensure they stay motivated into their final years? So now we're going a little bit more spicy. Okay, I think that's enough for me.
Okay.
You've done this before. This is getting serious now, is it?
Yeah, but I also haven't done the very last one, so...
Charlotte not do the very last one.
Charlotte has done the very last one, but Simon was interviewing.
I understand.
It was not enjoyable.
No? That's nice to hear, at least.
Just speaking the truth.
Cheers, everybody. Okay, so we're climbing a mountain now, aren't we? And it's getting steeper. It's,
It's always the first couple of seconds when you think it really isn't that bad.
yeah. We'll have to burn that. Wait.
Okay. You want to go first?
Yeah. So for me, if a student's performance isn't quite at their potential, I think first thing is not to judge. Find out more, talk to them. I think, and for us as a school and in the pastoral system, we tend to talk to students, not about them. Have some good conversations, understand what the issues are that they're facing, and put relevant support in place. Obviously, for me, rather than Rachel, I'm working with younger students generally at the moment, and they might need quite a lot more support, I suppose, as I move up later through the school towards year 11. I tend to encourage more independence and for them to train them in dealing with that themselves. But ultimately, it's about support, understanding what the issues are they're facing, not judging, and then working with their families to ensure that they're supported alongside at home as well as they are at school. So that's the strategy I'd employ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think similarly, if a student's results don't reflect their true potential, there's all sorts of reasons why that might not be true. So a kind of key part is trying to help the student to step back and look at their post-16 experience or their year as a whole and see the progress that they have made. They might not have met the goal that they were looking for at the start of the year, but they will have done lots of other positive things, and they might have had serious setbacks in their way. So it's trying to recognise those and celebrate those. I always try and help with motivation and celebration in my assemblies. We always do shout outs. Students are very embarrassed to see their photos on screen, but I think it's a nice way of recognising that yes, we have academic achievement and we're really proud of that at this school, but we also have sport and music and MUN and all sorts of different things that our students do, which impress me so much. It's not just about what exam results you get compared to what you wanted.
The last one for Tabasco sauces before the very bonus round. 10 minutes music playing.
Oh, there's me.
The next round, do you ever reflect on your educational experiences when advising students about their academic and future plans? If so, what key lessons do you share? Okay, this is the scorpion sauce, so yeah, there's not much to say.
I've been enjoying this up to this point.
Yeah.
I feel
It's developed a bit of a cough on the last one.
from me.
I have.
Ah.
Here goes then. What? And
Is this enough? Is this acceptable?
This is pretty
I'd
serious
put a
stuff.
bit
Yeah.
more.
You a little bit
Yeah,
more.
a little bit more.
Scorpion.
Right, come on then, Phil.
40% scorpion pepper. Oh no.
I've never even heard of a scorpion pepper.
I have. I've watched a lot of hot ones. Don't mention it on the channel though. There's nothing like that at all.
Disclaimer.
Okay, there we go. I think that's the more suitable round.
Here goes then. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Glad you're enjoying it, Rachel.
Yeah, sort of. Shall I go first?
No, I will. Yes, you do. That's nice.
Okay. I reflect on my own educational journey to some extent, but I try not to do too much. It's important to recognise that everybody's individual. You don't want to push your ideas onto somebody when their journey is going to be very different to yours. I'd say one of the things I learned from my educational journey was that just because your university is viewed as more prestigious does not necessarily mean that the quality of teaching will be any better. So I think in terms of priorities and choosing where you want to go and what you want to study, just check yourself that your priorities are where they should be, and that you've looked at the university or the apprenticeship or whatever you want to do afterwards and thought about your enjoyment as well as how it will look to others.
Yeah, I suppose for me, reflecting on mine, I took physics, chemistry, biology, and maths at A level, which in hindsight was good, but actually having a creative outlet from that might have been a good idea, and it was maybe just a purely academic route at that stage wasn't right for me, and it was okay to do something that wasn't necessarily as academic and more creative at A level. The other big thing is that it's okay for your path to change as you go through this stuff, and it's actually normal, and lots of people have different careers and different paths throughout their life, and they change quite regularly, and that's not something we should be scared of. So if you have a different path to the one you'd set your eyes on in the first place, that's absolutely fine. In fact, even better, bit of variety.
Nice.
Okay, last round.
Is that bell because it's the
Yeah.
hot one now? Is that what happened? Is that the hot
Well
bell?
timed.
Is everyone up for it?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not
Well,
teaching for another 5 minutes.
fine.
I think I'll probably do
Okay.
it.
That's-
Yeah,
The
okay.
fact that there's a pipette there is
Yeah, so the pipette is a little bit non-functional, so you do have to kind of spread it a little bit. So
Okay.
this is called the resurrection.
Mhm.
I definitely more recommend spreading rather than pipette.
Yeah. I think it's actually like melted the pipette, it's that hot.
I think you should just pour, Phil.
I think that's enough,
Oh,
right?
I think that's more than enough.
Good luck. What?
Come on!
Right, there we go. That's some spreading.
For reference, Charlotte put around 3 drops, and by the end of it, she lost her voice.
Okay. Do you think that 3 drops is...
Some would say it's not a bad thing. Cheers, Charlotte.
I don't think I could do another question.
Oh, hello. There it is.
Okay,
Let's finish climbing the mountain. We're nearly there. We're nearly at the summit.
How
This
do
is it.
you manage the expectations of parents who might have different goals or pressures for their child's future compared to the students' own ambitions?
I think it's a difficult one when expectations are different of student and parents. I suppose the first thing is try and empower the student, coach them to have conversations with their parents. It's going to be fine. And with their parents, as much as you can, give them evidence about what their good choices and bad choices might be, so then they can share them with their parents. Also guide and make sure that we're giving the appropriate amounts of support. And explain the decision making to parents. That's my answer.
Okay. Yeah, I would just add to that, try and address, there's lots of misconceptions that can come up, especially about courses and universities and pathways, so just trying to address those in an open way with the parent and the student so that we're all on the same page.
Ooh, there we go.
Oh, when does it go away?
I felt an hour after the
Oh, I am crying.
Sweat
well,
on.
that was Jack and Chillies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Bye.
Thank you.